The Fallout series is a popular post-apocalyptic RPG franchise known for its unique blend of dark humor, retro-futuristic aesthetic, and deep storytelling. Set in an alternate reality where the world was ravaged by nuclear war in 2077, the series explores the aftermath of this cataclysmic event as humanity tries to survive in a harsh. Here's a 10-minute summary of the major games and overarching themes, the setting and background. The Fallout universe diverged from our own after World War II, with technology continuing to advance in the style of 1950s retro-futurism, complete with atomic-powered robots, laser weaponry, and a utopian vision of the future. However, the discovery of nuclear energy led to an arms race, and eventually, resources, particularly oil, became scarce, leading to a series of conflicts known as the Resource Wars. Tensions between global superpowers, especially the US and China, culminated in a nuclear exchange on October 23, 2077, known as the Great War, which lasted only 2 hours, but nearly wiped out civilization. Before the bombs fell, the US government and a corporation called Vault-Tec constructed massive underground vaults designed to protect small populations. However, many of these vaults were actually social experiments with various twisted parameters, often leading to catastrophic results. 1. Fallout 1997. The first Fallout, developed by Interplay and released in 1997, is set in 2161, 84 years after the Great War. You play as the Vault Dweller, a resident of Vault 13, tasked with finding a water purification chip to save your vault. Along the way, you explore the California Wasteland, encountering various factions, mutants, and remnants of pre-war civilization. The game introduced key themes that would persist throughout the series: the conflict between order and chaos, the corrupting influence of technology, and the moral ambiguity of survival. The game is isometric, turn-based, and focused heavily on player choice. Decisions made throughout the game, including how you handle interactions with factions like the Brotherhood of Steel, a secretive, technology-worshipping organization, significantly impact the ending. 2. Fallout to 1998. Released a year later, Fallout 2 is set in 2241 and follows the Chosen One, a descendant of the original Vault Dweller, as they attempt to save their village, Arroyo, from drought and starvation by finding the Garden of Eden Creation Kit, GECK, a pre-war device designed to restore ecosystems. Fallout 2 expands on the world of the first game, introducing more factions, deeper political struggles, and an even larger map. This game is also known for its dark humor, pop culture references, and a sense of freedom in how players can shape their story. Fallout 2 introduced iconic characters like Marcus, the mutant sheriff, and explored the tension between authoritarian governments, such as the new California Republic NCR, and chaotic forces like Slavers and Raiders. 3. Fallout 3 2008. After a 10-year hiatus, Fallout 3 was developed by Bethesda Game Studios, which took over the franchise. This game marked a significant departure from the previous two, shifting from isometric, turn-based gameplay to a fully 3D, first-person, third-person RPG, set in 2277. In the ruins of Washington, D.C., referred to as the Capital Wasteland, the player is known as the Lone Wanderer, a resident of Vault 101 who embarks on a quest to find their missing father, James, a scientist working on a project to purify water in the wasteland. Fallout 3 introduces VATS Vault-Tec assisted targeting system, which allows players to pause the action and target specific enemy body parts. It also emphasizes the freedom to explore and interact with the wasteland in various ways. Key factions include the Enclave remnants of the US government, the Brotherhood of Steel now, with a more noble mission, and the Super Mutants. Player choices once again shape the fate of the wasteland, culminating in a decision that could determine the future of the Capital Wasteland. 4. Fallout New Vegas 2010. Developed by Obsidian Entertainment, Fallout New Vegas is set in 2281, 4 years after the events of Fallout 3. In the Mojave Wasteland around the area of what was once Las Vegas, you play as the courier, who is shot in the head and left for dead, but survives, kicking off a quest to track down your would-be killer and recover a mysterious platinum chip. New Vegas is beloved for its deep storytelling, intricate faction dynamics, and player freedom. Major factions include Caesar's Legion, a brutal slaver society, the NCR seeking to bring order to the Wasteland, and Mr. House, an enigmatic figure with plans to control the region using pre-war technology. The game allows players to align with different factions or forge their own path. Its branching narrative and moral ambiguity make it a standout entry in the series. 5. Fallout 4 2015. In Fallout 4, the player takes on the role of the sole survivor of Vault 111, emerging in 2287 to 10 years after Fallout 3 to find the Commonwealth, the area around post-apocalyptic Boston. The story begins with the player's child being kidnapped and evolves into a larger narrative involving the Institute, a secretive organization creating advanced synthetic human synths. Fallout 4 builds on the gameplay of Fallout 3, with improved graphics, more fluid combat, and the introduction of settlement building mechanics, allowing players to create and manage communities in the Wasteland. The game's central conflict revolves around synths and the question of what it means to be human, with factions like the Brotherhood of Steel, the Railroad dedicated to freeing synths, and the Institute competing for control. 6. Fallout 762018. Fallout 76 is a multiplayer online game set in West Virginia in 2102, just 25 years after the bombs fell, making it the earliest game in the timeline. Players emerge from Vault 76 as one of the first survivors to repopulate the Wasteland. Unlike previous entries, Fallout 76 initially had no human NPCs, focusing instead on player interactions and the environment. The game faced significant criticism at launch for its bugs and lack of content, but has since improved through updates and expansions, including the addition of NPCs and more story-driven quests. Despite this, it remains divisive due to its focus on multiplayer over traditional RPG elements, themes and legacy. The Fallout series explores complex themes, such as the consequences of nuclear war, the dangers of unchecked technological advancement, and the ethical dilemmas of survival. It also delves into issues like authoritarianism versus anarchy, humanity's relationship with nature, and what it means to rebuild civilization. Through its various entries, Fallout has maintained a distinct identity thanks to its 1950s-inspired art style, a world full of bizarre, mutated creatures, and the ever-present choice between good, evil, and everything in between. The franchise has had a significant impact on the RPG genre and remains beloved by fans for its open-ended gameplay, rich lore, and dark, quirky sense of humor.